Hello and welcome to this Interpreting Wine's first ever mindful drinking series. I am, of course, your host and podcast founder, Lawrence Francis. This 5-part series will air between episodes 301 and 305 on the channel, and what originally started as a focus on non-alcoholic drinks evolved into a much wider discussion around mindful drinking, which I think, as you'll see, is really the bigger point here, aside from whether a drink has alcohol in it or not. That being said, this series features a number of voices influencing the mindful drinking agenda by focusing on lower or no alcoholic drinks. We look at cocktails with the founders of the London Cocktail Week, and finish the series with a couple of brands who I think are making massive strides in this area. And without further ado, here is today's episode of the series. Today's episode of the podcast features Cami Vidal of La Maison Wellness. In an interview recorded at their recent London Cocktail Week pop-up, Cami discusses the origin of the healthy hedonist lifestyle, takes us through the La Maison Wellness journey, and looks ahead to changes in the mindful drinking space. Enjoy.
So my name is Cami Vidal. I'm the founder of La Maison Wellness. The idea of La Maison Wellness is I wanted to inspire people to live well, and I wanted to help them to focus on what make them feel good, to celebrate life, and to don't feel like that you have to be happy or to live well, you had to cut things out. And I wanted to bring this idea of the healthy hedonist for people to do things that they love in a more mindful way to help them be like feel better, live well, and be happy. And I believe that mixing in wellness and mindfulness into every aspect of your life is the fast track to living well and being happy. So that was very much the idea of La Maison Wellness, was to create a platform where like-minded people could meet each other, but also to help people to change a little bit their relationship with alcohol, and to more than saying you shouldn't drink, but to say, hey, if you don't want to drink alcohol, there is amazing option out there, and to show that you could have delicious cocktails without having the alcohol. And so I created a lot of mindful cocktail recipes that you can find on the website, that you can see on the YouTube channel, so you can make that at home with me. And yeah, I just wanted to show how exciting and delicious mindful drinking could be, and to say that like you don't have to stop drinking, but if you want to become more mindful in the way that you drink, just know that like there is options out there that are delicious, which means that like I feel like that often people will say yes to that glass of wine or that gin and tonic just because they don't really know what else is out there, or it's just a habit. And I think that like just giving an option for people was kind of the idea of La Maison Wellness.
I love that. I love you sort of, I guess in a way bringing us up to the start of your journey in a sense here, where you're talking about, what you're trying to achieve and where you think you're going. I wonder if you'd now kind of, do a little bit of kind of reflection really on the journey, since you kind of, I guess, opened your doors and, started doing all of the things that you've just referred to. What has that been like for you, and what kind of changes, I guess, have you seen in the consumer over that time?
Absolutely. Yeah, so I've been working in the hospitality industry for 15 years. I worked as a bartender in loads of different places, from France to Australia to London, got to guest bartender all around the world. And I think one thing that I've learned was that what makes a cocktail special has very little to do with the amount of alcohol that goes in. And with La Maison Wellness, I think it was very much the evolution of my career and my journey. I was a global ambassador for an incredible brand for almost a decade called Saint-Germain, which is a French elderflower liqueur. And it was, it's a brand that is all natural, made with fresh flowers. And I guess I had this already interest into good ingredients and what it means to be mindful when it comes to drinking. I also think that growing up in the south of France and having this idea of being a bon vivant and celebrating life and appreciating good things in life was definitely part of my upbringing. And I think I wanted to combine all of that. Working in hospitality, a big focus on what I was doing was to help this industry to become a bit healthier and to be happier and to look after themselves better and to make sure that like we could do this for a longer time, because it's very easy to burn out in hospitality industry. And I just wanted to help people to refill their cup so they were able to pour, because I feel like that it's an industry where you give out so much that making sure that you look after yourself is also good. And yeah, so the combination of all of that, trying to help the hospitality industry, as well as decided that I wanted to inspire people to live well all around the world, not just bartenders or people working in the hospitality industry, but also everyone, and to empower people to make the decision that work for them. And I think for that, it comes with self-awareness and education. And so I wanted to create a platform where everyone could come and learn about mindful drinking. And if they wanted to change their relationship with alcohol, great, if that's what they were feeling like doing. But I think it's more about inspiring people to make the decision that work for them and to live well. La Maison Wellness started, I was like, I'm going to start a blog. Very quickly realized that that's not what I wanted to do. I still do a lot of blog posts to like inspire people to live well, but I just wanted to do more. And one of the reasons why I fell in love with this industry was the creating an experience for people, the looking after people, but also the cocktail creation. I love working with flavor. And I had that moment when I was, because I changed very much my relationship with alcohol and still drink, but drink very little. And I'm very mindful of like what I drink, how I drink it, when I drink it, etc. And so I was like, can I still create cocktails that are delicious and are excited for people, even if it doesn't have alcohol or even if it's low ABV, and realize that reconnecting with creating cocktail is what I love so much about this industry. And so mostly I do cocktail creation. I call my cocktail mindful cocktails. It's a way that you drink it, what ingredient goes inside. Most of them are non-alcoholic or low ABV, as well as I do a lot of events. The Well, which is what we're doing at London Cocktail Week, is a pop-up, a one-day pop-up where you get to experience mindful drinking, to learn about it, to discover how exciting and delicious it can be, and that the fact that to be tasty it doesn't have to be boozy, and to help people to rethink their drink a bit, and to provide a platform for people to meet each other, to learn. We've got loads of different talks. We've got 8 different master classes where people learn how to make drinks, and we have an amazing lineup of international bartenders. So I think cocktail creation events, as well as doing a lot of collaboration with different brands, but also organization. Like I do a lot of work with the Mindful Drinking Festival. I have a collaboration with Holland and Barrett where I create all their cocktail and help them to create their free from range that is available in their 800 stores now, which is super excited. So I think what I'm trying to do is to bring mindful drinking to the masses and to everyone, and to say, hey, there's amazing option out there if you want to drink a delicious cocktail. And regardless if it's alcoholic, non-alcoholic, or low ABV, a cocktail should be delicious, should be an experience, should be something that is drunk mindfully, and a celebration of life for sure.
Love the way you weave that all together, and very, very much grounded us here, as we are here at the Well at London Cocktail Week. So, from your perspective, kind of looking ahead, what are the sort of the things and potential developments that you're excited about? This must be an exciting space to connect with new people and get bring them in through the doors and have a physical space there. I'm just wondering, is there maybe something from some of the feedback you've had, or do you have any other thoughts about kind of where next for this category and for yourself, really?
Absolutely. This is a very exciting moment because the mindful drinking movement is all very new, and I think that means that we can shape it the way that we want, and it's a very exciting time. Like, we can create magic here, you know what I mean? I feel like that it used to be the mocktail that were like, the few like fruit and juices that you had in the fridge, throw into a blender, serve with a very non-exciting bartender to like put that in the glass, or the very sugary soda that you're like, oh great, that's another pint of that, that's exciting. And now there's so many like amazing non-alcoholic spirit coming out in the market, and it's just making it really exciting and really accessible and really easy for bartender or easier for bartender to be creative and create non-alcoholic cocktail that will taste delicious. I'm excited to bring the conversation where a cocktail will be a cocktail, and regardless if there's alcohol, non-alcohol, or low alcohol in it, that will just be an experience and something that is delicious. And I'm excited for people to feel empowered and feel like they have options. So if they want something that is alcoholic, great, they can have the best quality of it. If they want something non-alcoholic, they know that there is something delicious and they can have an option. And if they want something low ABV, low alcoholic, they also have an option. So I think I'm quite excited about that. And I'm also excited about the 20% of the population in the UK that do not drink alcohol and will feel comfortable coming to bars. And I think that for me, mindful drinking is about inclusivity. And I think that on the menu, there should be option for everyone. And that regardless if you don't drink alcohol for, religious belief, for health condition, for lifestyle decision, you should be able to be looked after like anyone else in the bar. So I'm excited for everyone to be able to mix and for people to feel like that when they drink alcohol, that's a decision that they made and they're conscious of it rather than just a habit. I think that alcohol is so embedded in our society, and I'm not saying that like you shouldn't drink. As I said, I'm not sober. I still drink. I drink little, but I'm mindful and conscious about my relationship with alcohol. And I think that if people become more aware of that, that's just a positive change for everyone, for sure.
I'm sure they must be kind of like your children, all these recipes that you're dreaming up and you're testing and you're getting the feedback in much the same way that any bartender or mixologist would. But I want to just kind of, ask you to kind of bring one of these to life a little bit here and maybe, talk about, just pick one and talk about something that's like really front of mind in terms of be it an ingredient or be it perhaps better, an overall cocktail that you've come up with and you think, wow, this is going to sort of rock somebody's world.
Oh, that's a tough question. As you said, I don't think I could pick one because that would definitely be like picking one of my children that I don't have yet. But I think what I find so excited about the mindful cocktail that I create is to create a cocktail that is still feels like a grown-up cocktail, not something that like you feel like that you're ordering from the kids menu. And very often when people try my drinks, the first thing that they say is, oh my God, I would never have like thought that there's no alcohol in this. Oh, that tastes so delicious. That definitely tastes like a cocktail. And I think that's where I find it enjoyable, and that really make me really happy to be able to bring this mindful cocktail to everyone and to everyone that comes to the well or to everyone trying the recipes of the website of the YouTube channel, is to see people feeling excited and feeling like it's a treat and it's something to celebrate life, but then they don't have the impact on their body or their mind of the alcohol. So I don't think I could pick one, but I will definitely say please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Have a look at it, make the drinks with me. Let me know if there's anything that like you're like, I love an espresso martini and I just want to try something that is non-alcoholic, and I will be more than happy to create any cocktail. Most of my cocktails are inspired by classic cocktails. So have a look at that. Have a look at the website. Sign up for the newsletter so you can be in the loop of like all the events, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can have more cocktails.
Thank you so much, Cami, for being involved in the series and showing the listeners a way to get involved with mindful drinking. First port of call should be the La Maison Wellness website, where you can link to all of the social media channels that Cami mentioned. The link for all things interpreting wine is interpretingwine.com/listen, where you can subscribe on your favorite podcast channel, making sure you don't miss out on any of the other episodes in this series. And in the next episode of the series, episode 303, I sit down with Hannah Sharman Cox and Siobhan Payne of London Cocktail Week. See you then.